I'm sorry, but we're actually gonna do a drink review because I'm sorry I'm late, like 3 episodes behind. I recorded this and my mic was off and I got so upset, kangala, like threw my toys. And obviously, with us trying to put out a video every day, these I have to sit down and make notes and blah blah blah. They take a bit longer. So we're gonna pour some of the stuff into my stemless champagne flute. My friend gifted me these, a set of them. And then we're gonna have a chat about the Real Housewives, and then I'm gonna tell you guys what I think of this. Ooh, the color alone. I'm like Ilza. I don't like sweet stuff, you guys. Well, I drink it. I like Lebonza, but like I don't like super like juicy looking type shit. But what did I expect? Spirit Cooler doing numbers for good China and absolute. Yeah. What a love. Every time we pull up, it's a good time. But anyway, I'll tell you guys. One of my friends said it's not that sweet. Then it just hit me. This bitch likes sugar. But let's get into it. Okay. It tastes like it looks, but my mate whom I went to buy this with was a reasonably sized guy, and he said it gets him buzzed. So no, I don't think I could drink like several of these. Like I still forgot, I wouldn't get these and chill and think, okay, I'm drinking this. I think it's something before can ravialo, But let's get into it. Real Housewives, Ultimate Girls Trip, episode 5. Oh, I can't even taste the liquor. But he says it gets you buzz. It's 6%. And what's I think it's 350 to 300 mil. The argument continues. They're up in the Blue Mountains. I'm so far behind and I'm embarrassed even. They're up in the Blue Mountains. Is it called the Blue Mountains? The point is the arguing continued, and at some point Mel and Crystal went to sit by themselves, and they said they don't want to sit with the other girls. The other girls stayed to have a chat, and then I feel like production or excuse me, yeah, Bodisa, we also know now you be burping. No, Lassie has been listening to everybody saying we like her and we wanna like her, but her being cagey, her never being forthcoming about her life, which is why she was cast on the show, made it such that we just felt like she's like not genuine, like she's cagey. She gave us a lot. In this like little scene here, she gave us what we've been wanting her to give us since she was on the Real Housewives of Durban. Granted, was she only on for 2 seasons, I think. Whatever. She was it 2 or 3 seasons? I think it's 2. She lets us know, Lassie asked her, LaJoy asked her, dude, is there anything you would, if you were to give little you advice, or if you're in a position where you are the daughter to little Lassie or the mother to, what would you really say to little Lassie? And she's like regarding polygamy, because, she comes from that very famous polygamous setup. And she's like, I would definitely tell her no. Or at least warn her as to what to expect. This is what a polygamous marriage entails, because I was under the assumption. Also, she mentioned she was young, inexperienced sexually, and obviously in other ways because she's so young. Being partnered with this much older man. I'm wondering if I have a video in me on polygamy. I am wondering if I have it in me, because I do have polygamous ramogolos. Well, they're all late now, but 2 of them were. My grandfather wasn't, but with it's in the media so much, and it's now become television, and maybe I do have a video in me about that. And she's like, I would with me, I just thought I'd be dealing with this person and not realizing it's a bigger dynamic and it's more complex, obviously, than just the dynamic of partner and this. And she's like, Leslie's like, would you do it again? She's like, the polygamous setup? No, I would not. I did it with that man because it was that man and it felt right with that man. I don't think I'd repeat this. A lot is going on there. I don't know if Leslie, as an older woman, because I go through this where I look at little Didi, I look at some of the situations little Didi was in, I look at some of the men that were like sharks, just like, they could smell the blood and they were all around just circling. I look back at that with complete disgust at those men. And I wonder how she feels because she made a child with this person and she's having to raise this child. This person is also more influential. So maybe she doesn't feel like she bid it all on the wrong horse. But I wonder if in hindsight she feels taken advantage of because she doesn't speak to that. Or she doesn't talk about it in that sense, just that she won't do it again. But when we warn the little girls about, or the young women, and we warn them that a guy that age saying he's interested in you is not what you think it is. But we were also those girls. I don't know what's happening to my eye. I'm sorry if I'm irritating you, but I'm irritated too. But we were also those young girls, and at some point, we also thought, these older women, it's a cycle doomed to repeat itself, and it's heartbreaking because some of the things we endured, or some of the ways that we were broken and changed from dealing with jaded people who were coming on to us because they didn't have what it takes to deal with their own peers. They couldn't engage women their own age because they had nothing to offer them. Some of the things we went through with those men, when you think about that now, you realize to this day, it's altered how you relate to men. It's informed how you navigate certain spaces. Some of you are stuck in a rut of like, because you were trapped by this man when you were probably 18, 19, whatever, and he stole all your 20s, and you don't even know what a healthy dynamic looks like and stuff. But she doesn't really get into that, just that the dynamic itself, she would not repeat that. Nonko they talk about splitting the bill with that man whom they say has a British accent. One of my mates was like, I don't hear the accent. I haven't heard him since just that little brief moment. And I don't think he spoke when they first met him at the beach. But there's something about him, and the more they talk about him, it's sounding more like he's that guy. And I don't know how to explain this, but the white women want to be Stella, but they look nothing like Angela Bassett, and they want to get their groove back, and they save their little monies, especially the wealthy white women, or not even wealthy. Their money's gonna stretch longer down there. They're like, it's sort of sex tourism, isn't it? It's passport bros, but for like wrinkly white women who chain smoke. Angela from 90 Day Fiance, and they go down to Jamaica, and then the guys develop a personality that they know these white women want to have. And this guy who wants to split a $60 bill, who says he's from the UK. Now, I'm not saying, like, there are a lot of people from the UK with Jamaican family ancestry, so it's home for them. Some of them will visit. They Jamaican, they are Britain Jamaican, or however it is that they phrase that. But they are. So maybe it's that thing, or I don't know, but he's selling himself as somebody who is from England. And they, like, Liz is like, this guy wants to split a bill with us, but his currency stretches longer, and also Ilza. But Nonko still wanted to make out with him. Nonko is fine being the 50-50 girl, paying the bills. And I suppose that's why that guy on her season 3, what's his name? Uncle Skara, Rangwani Skara. What's his name? Ralph Diamond. I think that's why the love bombing, I'll take care of you, probably worked on her, because she's the 50-50 kind of girl. And when you get that, I wouldn't necessarily say I'm a 50-50 kind of girl. I just attract an average guy because I live an average life in an average township. So I don't expect to, I'm not paying for the face date though. Like, and I can't explain it, but we're going to be here all day and whatever. But like, I don't like being that bombarding, that love bombing essentially of I'll pay for everything, I'll take it. It's off putting to me. Like I quickly panic. I think something is going wrong, you know? And no, I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong because look how you all get done in with your knights and shining armors and blah blah blah. Because that's just not the dynamic of real life. Like, I don't know how to explain it and stuff. But she split the bill with this person. Liz is like, can never be me, and she still wanted to like make out. She talks about how somebody offered her 100K to spend the night with her, like have dinner, but also like go all the way. And she's like, I just couldn't. Lucy's like, babe, you have money, ne? Take the 100, babe. Honestly, me personally, if I was getting the 100, I don't know how to explain, because like people finagle you. If I was getting the 100, like getting it, I was gonna get it. Oh, my pussy would be sold. I never want you guys to think I have morals because why would you do that? But for 100K, yeah, you can have some pussy. Like you can have a little bit. Truly, you could probably have it for a little bit like less, because it's like we say broke boys don't deserve no pussy, but guys, we put out. We be putting come real. It's just us here. The other people aren't even here. It's just us, Real Housewives girls. We can talk about this. We put out. We put out for like dirt cheap, nothing. Even we're like, oh, feel babe, feel him for 100K, you dumb bitch. Like what the fuck? Anyway, Crystal and Mal. We have Crystal and Mal, and they are now thinking they're forging a relationship. I need to keep, but because I need to tell you guys if I'm buzzed. Because, like, okay, regale one for the road, you do it to be buzzed. It's not for, no, Uwula Molo is to buzz. It's basically like, a couple of shots of tequila. Or shot of tequila, whatever, girl. Mara, I saw it like that. But it looks like Shepsager or whatever it looks like, it tastes like that. It's passion fruit. So, like, what were we expecting? But Crystal and Liz are trying to form a relationship because obviously they feel like they're on the outs. And then they're like, oh, what's going on in your relationship? And then Crystal talks about how, oh, she's estranged, and she's like, it wasn't really a legal marriage or a serious marriage. It was a civil union. Now, we know in our cultures, us as real African people, that's a legitimate setup. But also, like, your husbands are running around you after they sign papers with you guys, and they're like, I'm married, but it's not that serious. Lena Vanna. Men are a cancer, I swear. But anyway, yo. As a man, can I just ask, and they're not even watching this video, but it's like, fine, you're cheating, you're doing stuff. That stuff where they bring these women into your home and in your bed, what's going on? That stuff where your wife is pregnant and then you go and stick it raw in another person while we are like as African people. Why are you doing that? Why? And then you guys want me to believe these people care about us? And then when stuff starts happening to you, they're shocked like you. They don't know why things are going wrong with you and the baby. Oh, I don't want to lie. But anyway, back to this. Crystal's like, here's what's happened to Crystal is the gogo. Crystal was Yahoo Boyed. Like, are they called Yahoo Boys? What are they? Correct me. But the Nigerian Prince online scam. This seems to be what happened to her. And because Crystal believes in her own riz, like she's such a problem, she really thinks like she just pulled this much younger man. And this much younger man was so like into her and fucking her twice a day because he was so into her. No, baby. He was see, this boy did it right. This man swindled her. And she's so delusional about having been swindled that, I mean, this is it's a dream con for any SW con artist, if you would like, because she now also thinks that they've got a good rapport and there's a natural, like there's a pull there. And sorry, they stay in touch. He dumped her, told her a week before he was Siyabodisana. Did you guys, I'll be burping. It'll burp, like make you burp. But he's now in Mauritius. Oh, fuck, we're 16 minutes in. I really got to get this done. He's in Mauritius, told her a week before that he is going to leave and go to Mauritius and start a new life and blah, blah, blah. And then she was sad, but willing to stay in touch with him. Baby, you're being strung along for when the restaurant doesn't work out. Mind you, there is no restaurant. There's just a new crystal there. You're being strung along. And when that dries up, he's going to come back and be your loving husband again another 2 years and fuck you twice a day. And then Malfa Yoon tells us about how, she knew love with Pete. Before Pete, she didn't know love. Whatever, babe. In the morning, Babe visits Letabo. She's like, is everything okay with everything that's happened last night? A lot of the side remarks that Crystal has made with the social media digs and stuff like that. 2 of them have been directed at Letabo and they've really hurt her. And Babe goes in to check in on her and they talk about whatever. They have a good cry because she's like, I called my mom and she just reminded me that I am who I am. I'm here for this reason and I shouldn't forget that. And Babe was like, oh my God, all of this not having a mom type stuff. This is why you gotta have like 2 kids. I understand the economy doesn't allow it, but look now, Babe's kid is fucking the ex-husband. She needs a second kid. They always say where I'm from, don't even start if you're gonna stop there. That's what they say. Anyway, they have a good cry, and then that's that. Mel is obsessed with Bev. That's what my notes say. Mel is obsessed with Bev. The ladies visit a ganja farm. They visit a marijuana farm, and they have a good time and whatever. Because Crystal and Mal don't have a real relationship, they start gossiping about Bev. They have nothing else to bond on. They talk about what she's wearing that day, how she doesn't look put together. She's usually so stylish. What's gone on there? That's their only point of bonding. Anyway, after they do their tribute, Letabo asks about the tea and stuff. Ask if they can infuse ask if they can infuse the herb into a tea because she's got the tea line and what have you. I don't watch Real Housewives of Johannesburg, so I'm not necessarily certain as to why tea felt like an obvious thing for her. Maybe because she's Sarisha in that, like, when you think Sarisha, you do think green tea, right? But or is it because it's an everyday thing where any old body who isn't necessarily she could easily get it on the shelves and anybody could buy it even though they don't watch the show. Like, it's such an everyday thing. I don't know. I'm trying to understand how it relates to her brand. But anyway, I love when a girl can get a product out. I think it's a feat still. And good on her. Oh, Michi. The ladies sit down and they teach them how to roll a spliff, and then Crystal and Mal decide that they're going to stand to the side because Jesus does not like drugs. I love when there are Jesus believing people in one group and then they throw Jesus at each other. I like it when they do it to each other because it's so silly when they all decide to do it. It's like there's no, I'm sorry, when are you going to apply the rules? When aren't you going to apply the rules? Crystal, I mean, Bob Marley smoked, but Jesus did not. Baby, what? But that's Crystal, right? They stand to the side. They judge the ladies. Liz and Nonko smoke, and the other ladies just practice on how to roll and stuff. I don't even think Lassie was taking part like that, or was she? I don't think she was. Then they come back to the table. They sit, and the descent happens. All right. Before Mal goes off with to the side, she says bye Felicia's when she first of all they go to the table, then they say, oh, we're not gonna be rolling with you guys. We just blah blah blah, trying to be like take a moral high ground or whatever. You shouldn't have come on the excursion altogether, if that's how you really feel. And then they're like, when she stands up from the table, she goes, bye Felicia. And then they're like, she calls them a club of old grannies and they get mad about it. Nonko retaliates and calls her a blonde bitch, which is rich of her, considering when Mabusi called her best friend on their show, what did she call Mabusi? This white bitch. It's literally the same thing. Don't tell me about LeJoy's wigs, because that's not what we're talking about. It's not. Liz and them stand to the side. When they come back to the table to fix everything, at some point the yelling commences. So Mal leaves and Crystal stays, and they're trying to sort it out, and it's not being sorted out. So Lassie stands up and goes to the bus because Mal has gone to the bus, and she explains to her, listen, you've been throwing jabs. The social media things saying people's mouths are moving a lot like a rat and blah, blah, blah. We're taking them out of context because we don't know what you're referring to. You're going to have to go back to the table and you're going to have to sit and we're going to have to talk it through like grown-ups. They go back to the table. They talk about everything. Everybody starts to issue out their apologies. Nonko says, I just retaliated. I should not have said that to you. Fine. And then everybody's apologizing except to Crystal. And this hurts Crystal's feelings. That everybody's saying their sorries except to her. And they've squashed their beefs now. You not only notice when they were walking away that the earrings that I was wearing that are literally, and Lassie makes mention of them, they literally look like side plates. They have tassels, like on top of them, having being the side plate that they are. Do you know manchikiriri? Like they've got why? Maralimunde Benjulayo. We were rooting for you, babe. We were all rooting for you. Before Lassie leaves, I don't know if it's the ganja or what's happening, but Liz gets emotional. She's like, I'm so tired. I will leave. I will fly out of here and go be with my daughter. She doesn't even live too far. If I take a flight, you guys need to start getting along. I did not get on this trip just for you guys not to get along. Bloody blah. I think the ganja was also making her very emotional. When the ladies are done apologizing to each other, they talk about, Lassie's like, okay, let's talk about what the shows have done for us, like each show, and everybody speaks of their experience. She talks about how she's gotten like opportunities to host shows and stuff, or a show. And then as Crystal is talking about what the show has done for her, Letabo cuts her off. Letabo was wrong for that. This is where we are. Letaba cuts her off, and then she says, oh, this is what it's done for me. My numbers on radio have... I feel like she could have waited for Crystal to get all her thoughts out. I really do. I think I rushed through this because there was nothing really happening, you guys. Did I rush through it? I see that Blondie has only arrived now in episode 7. I saw that on socials because I didn't watch episode 6 and 7. So I have to get this out to you guys and watch episode 6 and review that and then watch 7. I got to do all of that before the weekend is up. Oh, what to do. Anyway. Ooh. Guys, oh, it really does make me burp. Oh my God, it does make me burp. There's obviously still some in the can because it's the 300 and my glass is like a little flute. So let's see how many glasses I got. That's what the second glass looks like. Am I buzzed? I'll tell you guys while I'm editing if I'm buzzed. All right. Bye, Yana. Hello. Hello, aloha. I realized I did not even greet. Like, I did meet Savan. Like, honestly, I'm buzzed. It does something gay film. Like, so if you need to knock one back and then off to bed, yeah, yeah. But hello, 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 hi, it is me, it is I, all the way at the end of the video.